master, back in the early 1800s. And the house was built in 1797. The house was on this property, which that spring came out of the big freshwater spring here, called Poplar Spring in those days. They used to flow down here where the mills built these things around them to save the water for their mill. Anyway, the house was situated on the property, but it was right over behind that white building right over there. Between that one, that little yellow building behind it there, you see, it was situated in a hole there, and they were going to demolish it and build a parking lot. So the John Ross Association formed and bought the house and had it moved over here to this location, which is still on the same property. That's what I'm saying. So we were able to keep our National Register, National Historic Landmark, and all that stuff because it's on the same property.
Is this still the original wood that was built with?
Yeah, you'll notice the little brass tags right there to your right side on the dogs. When they moved it, they took it down and put it back together as it was, originally. Now, it had been built onto, you'll see pictures upstairs, and it had been built onto over the years.
So the mortar is new?
Well, the mortar is not original.
Yeah.
No, of course not. That's all been added, of course, when they moved the house.
Yeah.
But anyway, the house is 215 years old.
Wow.
John Ross did not build this house. John McDonald built the house. It was his grandfather. And he actually built the house, but he lived here as a boy for 7 or 8 years.
Was he like a trader?
John Ross?
His dad, his
granddad.
Indian trader or something?
John Ross's father, Daniel Ross, and John McDonald had a trading post on the Tennessee River, which is Chattanooga, Tennessee now, down on the river there. So they were partners. That's how John Ross came into the family of the McDonald's and all that. But after McDonald's moved out, they moved over somewhere around the base of the mountain, over there where the mountain comes off, Lookout Mountain there, right at the bottom of the mountain there at the river, around the river there. Daniel Ross, I think, lived over there too. But they all lived around that area. And then John Ross sold this place to people named Scales, I believe, before the Cherokee removal, and he moved to Rome, Georgia. But he was the principal chief from sometime in the early 1820s up to 1866, about 40 years.
Yeah.
Principal chief of Cherokees. And he moved to Oklahoma with the band.
Yeah, he's buried down there now around Tahlequah.
He's buried in Tahlequah, and his wife that died on the way is buried in Arkansas. I think it's
Fort Smith.
I want to say it's
Little Rock.
Little Rock. That's what I want to say, Little Rock. But anyway, so the house is, like I said, it's really old. It's got a lot of things been replaced in, of course. You can't, the small wood and everything has been replaced, I'm sure. But that table was in this house, there, you'll see it in a minute. And that big bed upstairs came from Ross State up in Oklahoma to his granddaughter for a wedding present.
Oh, how?
They bought
donate it back. Oh.
And then the glassware on the table was John Ross. That's the only thing that really belongs to John Ross. Everything else is just old stuff.
Yeah.
But you want to just kind of look around. I tried to open 2 windows up there. There's 2 big wash nests already built. They're flying around. I didn't want to put my hand up in those curtains. But you'll see it in a minute. If you want to just look around.